to Scremerston, home of Berwick Rugby Club, who take on Lasswade this afternoon, who have already won the Tenants National League Division 3 title. They'll be presented with their trophy at the end of this match. Berwick need just 13 points from a possible 20 to join them in Division 2 next season. But before the game today, a chat with both head coaches who I spoke with earlier. Brian, what a season it's been. Congratulations, first of all, on the promotion.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it's been long, hard fought for us. It's been, I was saying to the guys in the changing room before they came to warm up, this has been 3 years in the making. It's not just been one season in the making. What will happen with COVID, and prior to that we were sitting in a pretty good position, and COVID came and changed all that. So we've managed to keep the nucleus of the squad together right through that 3 year period, and that's why we've been successful.
But Lasswade are always an ambitious club, and to see you go up to National 2, I mean, that's real progress.
Yes, I think if you look at what's below the club, our seconds have went really well this year. They've been competing against a lot of the border club seconds, doing really well. They finished second to Melrose in their league. The juniors have came up. We've got a great youth section in there. The coaches are doing amazing work. So there's a great feel of youth coming in. We've got a couple of 18-year-olds playing the day, and it's great for the club that they've got that conveyor belt. The biggest problem with success is it breeds other folks sniffing about your doors, and that's your biggest worry.
Of course, we're at Berwick at the moment. Sunshine, windless. That's pretty rare, isn't it?
Well, I must admit, if you ever get up to Lasswade, we're the top.
Yes.
We're the top of a hill as well. So we always try and play into it in the first half if you can. But no, it's great to come down to Berwick. It's a lovely club, and it's a lovely bunch of people down here. So we're looking forward to not to petting onto a show. We're looking here to play rugby. We're here with the intention of finishing our season off well.
Because you'll get the presentation at the end of the game, which is nice. And you've brought a coach load as well, which is always good.
Yes, we've kind of decided we're putting some names together to try and fill the bus, the players' bus, and it spilled over, and folk are saying they're taking cars, and I thought, why not? Can get a supporters bus on. We've got something laid on at the club as a thank you to a lot of folk after when we get back home. But we'll have to. I said to the players, it's about the day. It's about the 80 minutes. I'm not interested in what happens after it. It's your time. Right now it's your time, and we'll have to. That 80 minutes for me is what finish, how what start next year.
And if anyone thought just because you've got promotion in the bag that this is going to be an easy ride for Berwick, they can think again.
Definitely. No, we can what's coming when you're playing against a border club. It's going to be, there'll be no quarter asked for, none given, and that's the way it's going to be. We'll be going for it. We'll be certainly going for it. We want to win and finish off on a high, and I know where Berwick are season-wise. They've still got games beyond this, and I think, I'm hoping that they'll still manage to pull through and get that second slot. So, bet the boots, can worry about Berwick later. We'll just worry about Lasswade this afternoon.
Lasswade promoted, brought a big coach with them. They're not here to make up the numbers.
No, definitely not, Stuart. Yeah, and I suppose it's their day for lifting the trophy, I suppose, but we've got to take that out of it, and we've just got to turn up and play the game, not the occasion. That's what I've just said to the boys in the change room. We still have our job to do. Forget what they've done and what they're going to do today. We just need to worry about ourselves, like we always say.
You need 13 points from a possible 20. Very doable.
Yeah, absolutely. It's in our hands. I was just speaking to Brian Hughes there, the coach there from Lasswade, and just said that we've just got to turn up, and if we turn up, we've got no doubts. If we don't turn up and boys dwindle away because I think it's end of season, then it'll come to a dogfight, which we don't want.
Something extraordinary has happened this season. You've lost 4 games by 2 points, then 2 points, then 2 points, and then by 1 point. I mean, that is extraordinary stat.
Yeah, it is, and I think it probably says how we finish games. The first couple of games that we lost was just due to ill discipline, fatigue maybe, match fitness. I don't know really what I put it down to, but we're always there or thereabouts. We've always got that fight to the end, but unfortunately we gave a couple of penalties away in a few games where we lost them, and just a little bit of ill discipline. But yeah, we've picked up 5 losing bonus points in the 4 games that we've lost, which has kept us in the fight really and made the running probably a little bit easier. If we didn't pick up them losing bonus points, we'd be looking today at picking up 18 points.
And of course, it's very, very difficult to take on a team like Lasswade. But if you get 4 points a day at least, then that will definitely help the morale.
Absolutely. Every coach will say it when they wake up on a Saturday morning, or every player will say it. They'll take a 4 point every single day. However, the victory is, on the sidelines, is never good for the heart if it's only a 1 point game kind of style, or the blood pressure. But a win's a win, and we'll take 4 points today gladly. 5 would be something special.
A warm welcome to Scremerston for today's big clash in tennis, National League 3 between Berwick and Lasswade. Lasswade have already been crowned champions, having won 16 from 17 this season, and Berwick currently sitting 5th. However, Berwick have at least 3 games in hand on the teams above them and need 13 points from their 4 remaining games to secure second place in promotion, so no end of season dead rubber here today. For Berwick, keep an eye on fullback James Thompson, who helped himself to 4 tries last week against Ardrossan, while wingers Gareth Hill and Aidan Rosie scored 3 and 2 respectively. Jack Webster captains the side at 10. Lasswade are coached by ex-Jed stalwart Brian Hughes and ex-Gallagher Lewis Clark at fullback as a Scotland Rugby League internationalist. In the forwards, player coach Dale Robertson has 13 tries to his name this season, while hooker Darren Tiffany has 7. And our March referee this afternoon is the evergreen Ian Hurd of Gala. There's no more experienced man in the middle around these parts. So it's Lasswade to get us underway here at Scremerston. Kick off deep into the 22 and it's gathered in by the Berwick player. He's put that down the park and it's turned into a good kick. It's taken in by Dale Robertson, the free scoring number 8 for Lasswade, and that's an early territorial gain for Berwick. And with me today in the commentary box is Tom Jackson, ex-Berwick captain. Tom, a composed start.
Yeah, no, good start from Berwick. Good clear from Gareth Hill at 14.
And it's been taken clearly the first line out of the day. Thrown in by Nathan Melrose, who's playing on the blind side today. It's out to Webster, the captain. Trucked up in the midfield. Rogerson. Now Lasswade are over the ball there, but it's come back on the Berwick side. Emery, first carry of the game for Emery. Slightly isolated there, the Berwick player, but it's going to come back on the Berwick side. Round the fringes, metre by metre, early possession by Berwick, and that's been spilled. Not the best of passes, but it's been scooped up by the number 8 Scott Owens. The kick through by Webster into the 22. Taken in by Lasswade, and they're going to run it out from here as opposed to kick already. With the title in the bag, they may look to play some rugby.
Number 3, what did it say before the game? Give me time. Yep. Off your feet, number 22. Stay up, please. Also tackle, not rolling away quickly enough.
So Ian Hurd making his instruction quite clear there, the first penalty of the day. And it's going to be Lasswade to clean their lines.
Yeah, Ginge obviously just giving a bit of back chat there. Hurdy will not have that today. So that, I think there's just a few early nerves creeping in. Take 5 or 10 minutes just for things to calm down and take up the pressure. Good first line out, and we go again.
Indeed, and it's going to be the first test of the arrows for Darren Tiffany. 7 tries to his name this season. And it's a good clean line out, the first one for Lasswade. And here comes, it's a good carry, and it's an offload to Dale Robertson. He's been involved early, looks to offload himself, but thinks better of it and takes it to ground. Cook, it's been fumbled. It's fumbled by both players, and they're going to bring it back. So some early nerves from both teams.
I think so. Yeah, I think there's a lot riding on this game for both teams. Although Lasswade could call it a dead rubber, it's a massive game for Berwick. We know how important this game is for the rest of the season. So natural to have a bit of nerves. Leaders need to step up and calm things down and just implement the game plan.
Cammy Rogerson to feed the scrum. Berwick have held that well. It looked like Lasswade might get an early shunt on, but Webster off his bootlaces. And it's Duncan Hardy who's put boot to ball. Decent kick from Hardy into the Lasswade 22. The kick chase has been good. Was that high? Yes, Ian Hurd's got the arm out for that. That was a fairly obvious one.
It was.
Now Lasswade's line out was the first one was fully functional, and their hooker Darren Tiffany were looking for more of the same here. Not quite as clean possession, and Berwick have came through that, but it's been tidied up by Lasswade. They've done well there. Taken in by Alistair Lamond. 18 appearances for him this season, but it's come back on the Berwick side, and now it's Berwick with a chance to attack. And it's the veteran Gareth Hill. Not quite what he intended with a kick. Now Lasswade have it. A lot of the rugby being played in the middle third. That's been charged down. Everybody will be on side. Thompson puts it in the air. Didn't take the mark, the Lasswade player. A bit of kick tennis as both teams look to sort of feel each other out, feel their way into this game.
Yeah, that's it. We just need to keep ball in hand. Today is going to be all about using the ball. Silly kicks, letting us down.
A fair-sized crowd filtering in here post-lunch. Good line out for Berwick off the top. Rogerson to Webster. It's out to Hardy. Into the midfield. Ekor, his first involvement. Ewan Thompson, another off throwback. Ewan Thompson's made great ground here, and he's offloading. It's going to be the first score of the day, and it's Cammy Rogerson. Great break by the big second rower, Ewan Thompson, and Cammy Rogerson is the grateful recipient.
Absolutely fantastic there. Ewan Thompson's such a good runner in the loose. So quick for a second row, and little Cammy's on hand to finish it off. Well, couldn't ask for a better start for Berwick.
Yeah, that will settle the nerves, no doubt, and it was classic scrum half support play by Rogerson, and as you say, first real involvement by Ewan Thompson, and what an involvement. Pace from the big man. First kick to the post for Jack Webster, the captain. Left-footed kicker.
He'll be one of the best kickers in the league, but nerves maybe getting the better of him. But I think as we settle into this game, we just need to look after the ball, as I said earlier, and we should grow into this game.
Yeah, of course, Berwick coming off a big win last week against Ardrossan, 92 points on the board, and that one's been allowed to bounce, and that'll enable Lasswade to compete for that, but it has came back on the Berwick side. They'll be relieved about that. Webster thought about passing it, then thought better and decided to put it down the paddock. Decent length on the kick while not threatening the touchline. We're going to run this one back. Flailing arm in there, but Ian Hurd believes that to be okay. Not had much meaningful possession in the game here, so they'll be looking to build the phases. Some big forwards on show for them today. 16 wins from 17. They're not here to make up the numbers, even though the title is already in the bag. Berwick over the ball, but it's come back on the Lasswade side. And they're moving it through the hands here. Now it's a big shot in the midfield, but it's again secured by Lasswade on this near side. James Elliott with a feed out to the try machine. Dale Robertson, he tends to make yards every time he has the ball. He's a fair size of customer. Berwick in there, and that's it looked. Yet no hands is the call from Ian Hurd there. And it's the flanker, Nathan Melrose, to throw in. Safe ball to the front, and it's well taken in. Ekor driving the line out. The big loose head prop Graham Cook over the ball there, but it's come back on the Berwick side. Webster to Hardy. In the midfield, Rogerson, Webster. That's the number 8, Scott Owens. Equally adept in the second row. Good footwork there, and it's a good carry, and he's still going, the winger. That's Aidan Rosie. 2 tries for him in the 92-point victory for Berwick last week, but another penalty.
Yeah, just frustration there. Aidan's a really strong runner. We need to really get behind him and make sure the support's there. Good turnover there by Lasswade. Berwick need to switch on and follow up.
Matthew Smith Yeah, great kick. The distance was never a problem and the accuracy was there on that occasion as well. So these look like two evenly matched teams. Thompson to restart the game. Makes decent territory. Of course, the reverse fixture back in October at Lasswade was a tight affair, 21-19 to Lasswade, so not much between these two teams. Any sort of victory for Berwick today, like I say, will be a massive fill-up, and they've taken good line-out ball there. It's going to be good fellow. Rogerson, rather, I beg your pardon, to Webster, and it's Webster with the snipe. Through the hands. Oh, and Rosie's unfortunately dropped that, but it's been mopped up by James Thompson, the fullback. Rogerson looking to set up the platform for Berwick. It's going to come back on the Berwick side. A little bit of composure required here potentially. It's a good carry by Nathan Melrose. Oh, and it's been spilled, but it's been picked up by the hooker. That's Ryan Wilson. He's looking to tidy up. He's taking it to ground, and Berwick going to take it up. Webster looking for his big runner, and on that occasion it's Mason Emery. Try last week for him against Ardrossan. Webster decides enough is enough and sends it down the park. Now could this turn into a 50-22? He's not got the bounce of the ball, sadly for him, and it's been mopped up by Lasswade, and the left-footed banana kick, and he's actually made a decent fist of that, but Berwick are going to go quick. Big Gareth Clark with a throw-in, and it's Rogerson with a slick footwork, and it's good field position for Berwick here.
Good thinking there by Gareth Clark, taking it quickly.
Yep. Can he stop a quick throw and maybe in front? Secondly, there have been no clear releases between the penalties.
Penalty Berwick.
Yeah, again, absolute clarity there by Mr. Hurd, making it quite clear to the players what the indiscretion was. Jack Webster knew straight away that the connection wasn't right there, and he's pushed that to the left upright, so it remains 5-3. Goes to the tail this time.
Another good line out.
Yeah, good line out. Gives Berwick the platform, but it's spilled out there, and he's done really well as Cammy Rogerson to tidy that up, and there's an old school dummy there by the hooker Ryan Wilson. Loose one from Webster, but it's not gone forwards. It has now gone forwards. That was James Thompson up in the line, and that's been knocked on, and it's errors like that allow Lasswade to have a platform to build into this encounter.
Yeah, that's the thing. We need to stop panicking, just settle into this game. That trademark dummy there from Ryan Wilson, I've seen that for many a year, but didn't work as well as it has done in the past.
It's at the feet of Dale Robertson. Will he pick and go? He does indeed, but he feeds his scrum half. The dummy runner. Decent feet from the Lasswade player there, and it's given them a platform on the 22. A big prop with the carry. That's a good carry as well. It's got another couple of metres, and Berwick caught offside, and errors starting to rack up.
Yeah, no, I'm sure Youngie will be a bit frustrated. You know, he needs to get the message on that we just need to calm down, and the importance today of discipline. You know,
It's just going to be Matthew Smith with the penalty for Lasswade, and he makes no mistake. The flags go up, and it's now 6-5 to Lasswade.
Good kick there, absolutely nailed it through split the post in half.
James Thompson gets us back underway, and it's a restart deep into the 22, and it's the big prop with a spiral kick, and he's made more than a decent fist of that. Gareth Hill played many a season here at Scremerston, and that's a good up and under. He's going to follow that up, but Charles Griffiths has evaded him. Berwick over the ball here. Oh, and Berwick have turned it over. There's a crowd calling for a penalty, but it was not required. And that's a good carry by the big prop Darren Goodfellow. Gives Berwick the platform now in the Lasswade half, and it's a tight line run there. Rogerson found his man. Now it's out big Gareth Clark. Is it going to come back on the Berwick side? Yes, it is. So Berwick looking to go through the phases here. Webster brings his centre into play. He's had a few runs already in this game.
He has, he's carrying well, and that was a great turnover back there from Scott Owens.
It's going to be an indiscretion from Lasswade here, so
On the ground first before the ball.
penalties really racking up for both teams here, and you have to say none of them have been dubious so far.
No, it's clear as day, and what I like about Purdie is he's reffing every breakdown the same. Great turnover back there from Scott Owens. That's really what we're looking for. He's playing out of position today. He's normally second row, but just as effective at 8.
That's a better scrum. There's a penalty coming. It's a free ball.
Early push, I think.
Yeah.
In on the angle.
Angle.
Oh no, he's called it in on the angle, has Ian heard? So another penalty. They vary up with a tap this time, and it's Gareth Clark on the rampage. Gareth Clark, not far short of that line, is it? Coming back on the Berwick side, it is. It's Webster now. What's Webster going to do? He brings his winger into play. It's Aidan Rosie, just short of that Berwick line. Webster. And it's been held up just short again. Berwick knocking at the door here. And it's out and they're in. Gareth Hill, prolific try scorer for Berwick, and he's notched up a hat-trick for him last week, and that's his first of the day today.
Brilliant pressure there by Berwick. Didn't panic, and he's straight in round and under the post.
So it's going to be the left-footed Jack Webster. 0 from 2 so far. He'll be looking to make amends and get on the board here. Possibly a slight breeze starting to pick up, but tame by normal Scremerston standards. That's a better strike from Webster. Yeah, that splits the uprights. Berwick 12, Lasswade 6. It's going to be Matthew Smith to get us back underway here. 2 penalties for him so far, and that's a decent enough kickoff. It's been spilled and taken back in by the big man Mason Emery. And that's a good pass, a good carry, good tackle, all round good rugby there. Webster, that trusty left boot of his, he's made decent yardage with that. It went backwards from Dale Robertson. Another up and under, it's came off the side of the boot a little bit. Taken in by big Gareth Clark. Now he's going to look to get on the hoof here.
You've changed your angle around, and penalties there.
Yeah, change of angle from the Berwick player there. Blocked the man.
Berwick 2, was it?
I think so, yeah. Cheap one to give away.
Wurzel, you'll get in trouble for that one.
Glorious sunshine here at Scremerston. Oh, and Berwick have pinched one. Well done. I think it was that man,
Mason Emery at the front.
Emery at the front. You're absolutely right. Now Berwick have the chance to clear the lines. Webster in the pocket. The left boot of Webster is a beautiful spiral kick. It's gone over the head of the winger now. Is there a 50-22 coming here from behind his own goal line? No, it's managed to stay in the field of play. And that's been taken back in, has it? Yes, that has indeed been carried back in, says Ian Hurd. So massive territorial gain there for Berwick.
Well, we talked about our defensive exits, and that couldn't have gone better, I don't think.
It was a wonderful exit, and what a strike, an old school spiral kick from the trusty left boot of Jack Webster. That was a beautiful kick. Oh, and it's gone. He's just missed his man there, and it's come back to the Lasswade player, and missed opportunity perhaps there for Berwick, but still deep in Lasswade territory. Again, it's a kick of decent length, straight down the throat of Gareth Hill. However, now he's going to try and run this back. Gareth Hill, he's met hard there, but he's recycled the ball, and it's going to come back on the Berwick side. James Thompson looking keen, but it's come back to Webster. Not much by way of support over on that side for Berwick, so they're going to have to come back into the midfield and set it up. They have numbers on this near side, should they choose to use them. Solid defence there from Lasswade round the side of the ruck, and it's another dummy from Ryan Wilson, and does make yardage this time. Missed pass. Just a knock on there. Nathan Melrose takes it into the contact, and it's Rogerson now. Back to Webster. Will he look to put the left boot onto this? No, he looks to run it up.
Still playing advantage, knock on.
Still a knock-on advantage coming. Advantage now over on. It's a good break here. It's Rosie. Still going, Rosie.
Good break there by Aidan. Just struggled for support.
Webster. Now it's that man Ryan Wilson. He off the dummy. He's caught in the midfield. Back on the Berwick side now. They've got men over here, but it's been straightened up. Taken back into the contact. Berwick with an attacking platform now. Back with Webster. Webster to Melrose, I beg your pardon, and he trucks it up. Ewan Thompson, great break of his that led to the first try. And he's done well there as well. Rosie again, who's been starting to become really prominent in this game.
Well tidied by Gareth Clark.
Yeah, Gareth Clark with a pick and go, it needed to be as well. Yeah, 7 offside, that's Liam Gregg just getting overly keen. First task at hand to secure line out ball. Then decisions. Oh, and it's been lost again. Lasswade now with a chance to clear their lines.
That's disappointing. Similar to that last line out, just a slight overthrow. Yeah. Struggling to tidy it at the back.
Good carry, it's came back again. Webster, Rosie, that looked borderline, but Ewan Thompson, prominent in this game so far, and he's popped that out the contact as well to Scott Owens. Good hands by Berwick on that far side, inching their way up to the Lasswade half. Back with Rogerson. Oh, it's a hard carry there by Berwick and inching forward. Thompson again.
Nice to see we've got 1, 2 and 3 in front of us here out wide waiting for the ball.
But they're not going to the ball's not going to come because there's been a knock on by Berwick. Andrew Skeen on the touchline for Berwick, a well-known face around these parts.
Yeah, recently trying his hand at some refereeing, I believe.
I believe so, yes, but a fine player, an absolutely tremendous player, and great to see him transitioning into refereeing more. Players of his ilk that done that, the better, I would suggest.
Yeah, no, I played a lot of rugby with Skinner. It's he's one of those ones that interprets the game spot on, so he'll make a very good referee.
Yeah, he will, a very canny player. And it's back now, the scrum. Lasswade, not seen too much from their backs yet, and that's been well marshalled by the Berwick defence. Dale Robertson comes round the corner, he carries with intent, and he goes out the back door Fijian style, and that's open play, so it's going to be not offside, and it's Cammy Rogerson who takes it into the contact and sets it up for Berwick. Lasswade hands. Oh, and that man Gareth Hill's gone down the touchline. The kick over, is he going to win the foot race? Oh, he's not going to get the bounce of the ball. Yes, indeed. My word. How has Gareth Hill come up with a try on that occasion? That's a wonderful try by Hill.
That bounce of the ball, That bounce of the ball. I thought it was gone, but he's managed to beat the Lasswade man to it.
He certainly did. Gareth Hill brings up his second of the game to go with a hat-trick that he scored against the Drossen last week. And talk about opportunist. It was the Sivens-esque flick out the back door by Lasswade's Dale Robertson. It didn't go to hand. It was pounced on by Cameron Rogerson. And
I was about to criticise Hilly for not going into that ruck, but he held off, waited till he was 9, and great vision to see it down the blind there, round the corner, and the chip and the score.
Oh, the chip looked like it was a work of art, but the bounce of the ball looked like it had gone against him, but he had the presence of mind to scramble his way over and touch it down, and that really puts Berwick in the ascendancy here with a kick to come.
Yeah, good on Hilly. He might be getting a bit old, but he's still got it.
Well, he showed all his rugby nous, all his years of experience there, that's for sure. As Ian Hurd tells the players that there's 30 seconds to half time, nothing silly from Berwick here for the remainder of the half.
No, I think we need to regather, a few carries and get it off the park is what I would do.
Yeah, that sounds like logical rugby to me. It's been palmed back the way and it's been taken in. Now is he going to snipe Cammy Rogerson? He offloads it. Oh, it's been ripped well out the tackle by the Lasswade player there, but it's come back on the Berwick side. Well tidied up by Berwick here. And again, good carry, Ewan Thompson. The second row. Rogerson to big Gareth Clark. Well, he decides to keep it in field. Scott Owens takes it out. And that is enough. That is the end of the first half. And what a first half it's been for Berwick.
Yeah, good. Lasswade putting up a good fight. But Berwick, I'm really impressed with their decision making. You know, seeing opportunities. Hilly, Ewan Thompson stood out for me. Ryan Wilson, you know, some boys really standing up and taking the space. That's what we need, you know, working as a team. Hopefully clear a few things up at half time and go again.
Yeah, there's been some individual performances there for Berwick, but as you allude to, it's very much been a team performance as well. 2 tries for Gareth Hill, a try for Cammy Rogerson, and it's 17-6 to Berwick at the break. That's a good line out off the top. So it's Trotter taking it back into the contact. Lasswade, they're over that, but it's come back on the Berwick side. It's Webster finding the space. Gareth Hill with the outside break. Kick again at the space. It served them so well at the end of the first half, and it might serve Berwick well here. Oh, it's knocked on. Unfortunately, Ewan Thompson.
His trademark scream there when he makes a mistake. Yeah. Good pressure. He never had his hands on that.
But again, that man Gareth Hill with the clever outside break, then boot to ball. As mentioned, it served him well for his try towards the end of the first half, and Berwick almost in again. Yeah, no, as a front row forward, I always scream at the boys when they kick it away, but Hilly seems to know what he's doing, and that certainly put a bit of pressure on Lasswade. Shame Ewan couldn't gather it. Yeah, he's certainly got the experience. Gareth Hill knows what to do and when, and it's going to be a line out, a scrum, I beg your pardon, to Lasswade. 12 or so metres from their own line, solid enough scrum. And it's Dale Robertson with a pick and go, a hard man to stop, but he's been brought down. Presents the ball well. Lasswade looking to clear their lines here, and they've done exactly that. Decent enough exit from Lasswade. So it's Melrose looking to find his man, and he's done exactly that, and they set themselves up for the driving maul. Now it begins to shift, that's good. Yeah, and it's starting to move. Here it goes. Oh, and they're over the line. The crowd are delighted here at Scremerston. It's Ross McPherson with a try for Berwick, and that puts Berwick into a commanding lead. Yeah, good patience there from Berwick. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant off the training ground. Webster with a conversion, and it's a very good conversion to Webster, and that takes the score to Berwick 24, Lasswade 6, and Berwick in a commanding position here. Darren Tiffany gets his arrows right. Now the driving maul is on that served them so well. Starting to move forward now, not quite got what you'd call a head of steam yet, but inching its way. Yeah, they're edging closer. They're edging closer now, yeah. Has it stopped in its tracks? No, they go again. They go again, and they're inching towards that Berwick line. Short of the line. It's came back on the Lasswade side. Robertson passes it to Stephen Hunter, the captain, who takes it in. Inching towards that Berwick line here, Lasswade. They need something, and they need something reasonably quick if they're going to come away with this game with the spoils. Starting the pick and goes now. Yeah, the pick and goes are coming, and it's the still short is the call from Ian Hurd, and it's been held up. Great defence by Berwick, but you can see there that Lasswade maul is a strike weapon. Yeah, no, good defence there by Berwick. Under pressure obviously, but back for the penalty. Oh, they're coming back for a penalty. That's right. Now what will they do here? Pick and go. Looks to be the call that is coming. Yeah, it's a pick and go indeed. Berwick up off the line. Good defence. Ryan Wilson caught in there, but he's done well to wriggle out. Now the charge comes in. They're over the line. That's been held up again. Great defence by Berwick, and no penalty on that occasion. So with the way the rules are now, that's going to be a dropout from behind the Berwick line, and it's Lewis Clark taking it into the contact there. Starting to get up ahead of steam now, the Lasswade forwards. Good pass out the back from Dale Robertson, and it's Blair Smith on the charge, but he's well met by Seb Trotter, I beg your pardon. Now it's Robertson. He's starting to come into the game more and more. That was a nice dummy. Clark up at first receiver. Good defence, but they've got numbers over here. Lasswade, should they decide to use... Oh, that's a good tackle from Berwick.
Should have gone that, I think.
Yeah, that stopped the man in his tracks. Webster. Here comes James Thompson to Rosie. Rosie looking to stand his man up. He's a powerful runner. Lasswade players done well to tackle full flight Rosie there. Webster with a dummy, and that's a good offload as well to Seb Trotter. Lasswade trying to come in over the ball, but it's came back on the Berwick side. Again, Scott Owens looking hungry for work. Big defence though from Lasswade, and as it come back in the last... No, Berwick have still got the ball. They've done well there. Yeah, and a good kick by Webster, taking the sting out of the situation. I've had enough of this, I'm going to send it down the park.
Yeah, great decision from Webby there. That was exactly what was needed. Just get it down the park, bounce it into touch.
Back in play. Webster, good pass from Webster. Oh, and that's a lovely break. That's a lovely break from Ben Nicholson. Can he go all the way deep into the Lasswade 22? And there's a penalty coming as well.
Slowing the ball.
Berwick's way, slowing the ball indeed. Great impact by the substitute there.
Yeah, Ben Nick, real elusive runner.
Yeah.
He should bring something to this game.
Oh, he certainly did. All you can ask for from your substitutes is to make an impact, and he's absolutely made an impact there, as has Ross McPherson, of course, and that's got to bring the coaching team a great deal of joy when these boys come on and they make an impact like that.
Yeah, now the club's in a good place just now. We've got 20 boys out for the seconds every week, good numbers at training, and there's a lot of people knocking on the door, and love seeing people like Ben taking their chances, and Rossi Mack with a try as well. So.
Yeah, straightforward enough for Jack Webster, and that takes Berwick out to 27 points to 6. Jonathan Kay, we've not seen too much of him this season. He's only 18. We've seen some of him now.
Yeah,
Johnny Kay.
Direction there.
Yeah, good run by the youngster.
A little bit isolated.
Yeah, and now there's numbers over for Lasswade in that far side, but the pass doesn't go to hand and it drifts out over the touchline.
I think that's been Lasswade's problem today. That looked to me fairly straightforward. Should have stayed in the hands, used the numbers.
So take 3 with a scrum, Hardy to feed. Better scrum for Berwick.
Better.
Well
done.
Definitely better, and that's... Seb Trotter's done well there. That's what you love to see if you're a forward and you come out of that scrum and you see your centre going over the gain line. Well done, Seb Trotter. Now it's Berwick, third dummy of the game for Ryan Wilson. Back to Webster. Down the paddock as he's done so often this afternoon to good effect. Now it's the big centre, Blair Smith. Not seen too much of him, but he's done well on that occasion. He's a big old boy. Centre partner Scott Sinclair now takes it up into the Berwick 22. Dale Robertson almost caught in two minds there, and he's been scragged by the Berwick player. Berwick in over the ball, but yeah, he's done well to get that back, Robertson. Sinclair hit by Ewan Thompson, and here come Lasswade again on the 22, and that's a half a break. He's done well there as they filter around the corner. Lasswade basketball style pass over the top, but it's been spilled again by Lasswade. So many errors from them this afternoon. Brian Hughes, their coach, will be disappointed with some of the errors that have been seen, and now it's going to be Berwick to try and clear their lines again.
Yeah, I think it was intercepted there, and Berwick have it back.
Webster, the left foot. And yeah, Berwick not looking in too much trouble here. They look like they've got Lasswade's number. Yeah,
they look composed. Defence is about patience. Let them come, let them use their energy and force the errors. So
Hardy feeds that scrum. Oh, and he's been scragged at the back of the scrum there, but he's retrieved the ball. And it's big Rosie, the winger, who takes it into the contact. He's looked for work this afternoon.
He has. Good carry by Adrian there.
Release. Stay there, 5. Just stay there, Stephen.
Back to Webster. For the umpteenth time today, he's put it down the park. Lewis Clark, the Scotland Rugby League International. And it's the youngster again, Johnny Kay. He's carried that hard and that looked high from the Berwick player, and Ian Hurd's picked up on that. Advantage to Lasswade. Free ball. Made good yardage there, still got advantage. Oh, and another good carry in the midfield from Lasswade.
Good carry, but he's isolated.
Yeah, he's isolated.
Yeah, back for the penalty.
Back for the penalty, you're absolutely right. And slightly high, not much more to it than that, so I don't think he's gonna reach for the pocket, Ian Hurd, but it's going to be a penalty to Lasswade, and they are starting to creep more into this game as you'd expect from a decent outfit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they've used the ball well. High tackles, obviously, you can't get away with anything above the shoulder now. So, rightly, Purdie, arms straight out and look to be 5 metres from our line.
Yeah, it's a very good kick down into the corner by Lasswade. Not taken cleanly, but it's came back on the Lasswade side. It's gone to ground. The pick and go. And it's good defence by Berg. Have they got their man at the touch there? No, Lasswade have got that back. But they've not made too much of the line out. But that's a good carry. But has he been held up? No, he's taken that to... there's another penalty coming here. Now the big prop trucks it up. The forwards come round the corner. Knocking on the door here, Lasswade. And are they over the door? Are they through the door? Over the line?
He's let it back for another phase.
Yeah, he's got it back on. He had a nibble, the Lasswade player. Advantage coming still. It's a free ball. Ian Hurd having a good look at this, but he's taking them back for the penalty. So an indiscretion there from Berwick, but decent defence nonetheless. Yeah, reminding the captain that there's been 2 penalties in the red zone. So it's the big forwards again from Lasswade looking to rumble their way towards the line. Something for their efforts is that Dale Robertson in there, just short. Now they hammer towards the line again, Lasswade. Good defence by Berwick, really good defence by Berwick.
Great line speed. Yeah, great line speed off the line there.
And staying on side as well, all credit to them. So here we go again, Lasswade. The dummy and go. Recycled the ball out to the backs this time, and it's the winger. Is he going to go in at the corner? No, he's been bundled into touch on that far side. Great defence by Berwick.
We talk about the black wall, and it's certainly standing firm at the moment.
James Thompson
to clear.
Yeah, to clear his lines. He's done a couple of these this afternoon actually with decent distance. That one's going to bounce its way up towards the halfway line. That's been carried hard back in there by Lewis Clark, and he's been hit hard by the black wall.
Adam Hardy with the hit there.
Yeah, but Lasswade still in possession as they have been for most of the last 10 minutes or so. Berwick making their tackles, however. Here come Lasswade. Was there a touch of crossing in there? Ian Hurd doesn't think so, and it's the young winger Johnny Kay who runs hard once again. He's grew into the game in the second half. Speaking of hard running, that's Stephen Hunter, the captain, taking it into the traffic. Clark
so
through the hands. They do appear to have numbers here, but it's been brought back in field, straightened up. Now Lasswade out the back door this time, and again it's that man Lewis Clark, the Scotland Rugby League International, coming back on the Lasswade side, recycling the ball. The big centre Blair Smith. Berwick have done well to keep him quiet this afternoon. More Lasswade pressure coming. Alistair Lamond. And it's been spilled forward by Lasswade, and Berwick's defence in this second half, since going into a possibly unassailable lead, has been absolutely fantastic. Gareth Clark, he's had a very good game. He's been very industrious in the loose. And yeah, he can be very pleased with his afternoon's efforts today.
Yeah, no, I had a quick chat with him before the game. He was complaining of a sore knee, but didn't seem to show today.
Well, it's not hampered him this afternoon, for sure. Great performance. Scrum penalty conceded by Berwick, and it's Robertson out. Couldn't go to hand. The young winger Johnny Kay, who's been lively in this second half, had open prairie in front of him, but the pass again, it's another error from Lasswade, and there's just been too many of those from them this afternoon as far as they're concerned.
It's a sign of the way it's went for Lasswade today. You know, that could potentially have been the correct decision, but just fumbled into touch.
Good line out from Berwick. Taken in there. Tidy ball. Looking to exit.
Good carry by Seb Trotter.
Yeah, it was a good carry by Trotter, and that's a good carry as well by Ryan Wilson. A bit more direct, not a dummy on that occasion, as he's
must be the first time, is it?
Shown this afternoon on 3 times. Great exit from Berwick. So here come Lasswade again. Berwick have had the measure of them so far. And again, ball goes to ground, and that's been spilled by the Lasswade player. Ian Hurd signals that that's gone backwards. Nice little dummy and half break there. Counter ruck possibly by Berwick. Getting himself out of there. Mason Emery, he's put himself about.
He has, he was living life dangerously there. Just heard he picking him up on it.
Yeah, they're going to bring it back.
I think if the rest of the pack had gone with him, that would have paid off.
Yeah, I think he'd done the first bit correctly, and then
getting
fancied a wander round on the wrong side. So Lasswade to put it down the touchline. As I said earlier, their line out has went well this afternoon. In fairness, Darren Tiffany's been accurate with his arrows. Tiffany again to throw into the line out. And it's a nice move. Middle of the line out, looked for the offload. Did the big second rower, Alistair Lamond. 18 appearances for him this season. And here come Lasswade again, knocking at the door as they've done so frequently in the last 10-15 minutes. And that's a pass. Missed pass to good effect, but Berwick again have marshalled that well. It's over that far side. It's Lewis Clark, ex of Gala. Berwick still flying into the challenges. Lasswade still come looking, and that's a big carry, but it's a good tackle again in the midfield by Berwick. Graham Cook taking it round the fringes. Now it's Clark. Good pass out wide. Oh no, good defence again by Berwick. And they've driven the man back as well. So Lasswade looking to take it through the forwards again. Pick and go. Here they come again. Liam Gregg. It's been turned over. Are Lasswade now fighting for it on the ground?
Good scrum.
Yeah, another good scrum by Berwick. It's came out to Lasswade. It's gone to ground, but Clark's tidied it up. He's been held up there. James Thompson in there doing some good work, and it's been ripped. It's been ripped by Berwick. Now can they escape? Is that the end of the game? It is indeed the end of the game. Ian Hurd brings proceedings to a close, and Berwick have beaten Lasswade by 27 points to 6. Not only have they won this game, they have secured a winning bonus point. 5 points from the fixture, Tom, and 13 were required prior to this game. They need 8 now with 3 games to come.
Yeah, no, absolutely fantastic for the boys. You know, that'll it's made by Dave, but I knew today would be a big challenge. You know, we were really disappointed not to beat them up there at Lasswade, and credit to them, they stuck in, but I think their lack of continuity playing wise, you could tell they were a bit rusty. Their game plan wasn't quite as shiny as ours, but credit to the Berwick boys, set our stall out from the start, to get a lead and build on that, defended really well. I mean, that black wall was absolutely solid.
Tries, a double from Gareth Hill, try from Cammy Rogerson, and one from substitute Ross McPherson. At the other points from the boot, the trusty left boot of Jack Webster. Sees the final scoreline here at Scremerston. It's Berwick 27, Lasswade 6.
A tremendous performance, beating the promoted Lasswade, and you really stopped them playing with a fantastic defensive effort.
Yeah, we've played them obviously a couple of times in the last couple of seasons, so we know what they're about. It's two teams that know each other quite well. We went up there at the start of the season, maybe a bit shell-shocked by the physicality that they brought. So, the last week in training, certainly we've been preparing for that. So we knew they were going to come down and be quite forward-orientated. So we had to be prepared for that. But the boys put in a great defensive shift at the end there to keep them to no tries.
They made quite a few mistakes, but I think a lot of the time that was because Berwick were in their faces.
They did, yeah. We had quite a good line speed, I think, try to get up in their faces and spoil the ball. Like we say, we try to meet them up front. Be just as physical as them, match them in the pack and force them into maybe spinning into the backs where they maybe weren't as comfortable. And we had a really good line speed, got up in their faces and really tried to force the errors, and I think we did that in the second half especially. We've
just seen them presented with the National 3 trophy. Was there a little bit of you thinking, that should have been me?
There is, yeah. It's obviously quite frustrating. We've had 4 very narrow defeats this season. Very disrupted season because of the weather and COVID, etc. We haven't been able to get a run of games going, which has been unfortunate. But we knew they were coming down today as champions, and all we had to do was make sure we could spoil their party. So we've done our bit, and hopefully we can push on from here.
And now 8 points required, 3 games to do it in. You must fancy your chances now.
We're just taking it one game at a time. We'll just look to the next game next week. It's in the back of the minds. Obviously, that was the goal at the start of the season, was to make sure we get out of this league. And we'll hopefully try and do that as soon as possible.
And of course, if you do manage National 2, let's not tempt fate, but it would be great to see you and Peebles going head to head in the league.
Yeah, it would be. It's been a while since Berwick's been sort of this high in the leagues, and it would be really nice to get up and then obviously get a couple of maybe a border derby against Peebles, who played at the start of the season and pre-season. So we've got a bit of a measure of what they're like and what that league's maybe like. But like I say, we're taking it one game at a time. We'll just look to next week and make sure we can try and get the win next week.
Tremendous performance today, well done.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
Well, Stephen, let's deal with the celebrations and the promotion first of all. Over the season, you were the better team. You finished top. Many congratulations.
Thanks very much. I think, like you've said, over the years, we've won 16 out of 18 games, so we can't really complain. Obviously, today wasn't our day, but we won the promotion last week, so obviously maybe a bit complacent today, and we'll look to kick on next year.
But even so, you came here in the air, particularly the last 20 minutes, you were peppering that try line, and it was really good Berwick defence to keep you out.
Yeah, it's kind of been a tale of our season. We seemed to have a really fit squad. In the last 20 minutes we seemed to up it, but obviously today wasn't enough. We'd obviously given away a couple of tries early on, a few individual errors, which we'll go back and look at and hopefully work on for next year. Yeah.
But Lasswade, a very ambitious team. I've been filming Lasswade for quite a long time. I remember back at in the old days when you knocked Jed Forrest out of the cup, when it was blowing a gale, sideways rain, that sort of thing. But you've always been there or thereabouts, and to see you back in National 2, going in the right direction, fantastic.
Yeah, it is great. Obviously, I've been at the club since I was at under 16s, under 15s. But yeah, I think if you look at the squad we had today, I think outside one, maybe our hooker, everyone else has come through Lasswade. So from minis to Colts, everyone's a Lasswade born and bred. So yeah, the club's in a good position. I think with the school of rugby, it's bringing a lot of boys through. So there's probably 5 or 6 out there today that have just come through straight out of high school. So yeah, we're in a good position.
And that's so important, isn't it, for the future, is to get the youngsters in.
Yeah, definitely. I think you could probably look around the leagues, and I think teams probably struggle to have a full 15 of their own players. It's a lot of imports, whereas we seem to be taking it in our stride, getting our own players and into the first team.
Well, a disappointing defeat to today. Lasswade certainly weren't at their best. We've seen much better performances, but it's over the year and you are the champions. Well done.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thank you.